Here to discuss is the great Jillian Michaels. Jillian, thank you so much for joining me. So what is your reaction to, what was your reaction to the killing, and what is your reaction to this cult of support around Luigi Mangione?
Well, of course, I'm with you 100%. Violence is never the answer or the solution. Vigilante justice is unacceptable. But I do think that it is unquestionably a referendum on the way Americans are feeling about the healthcare system. And there's a lot to discuss here if you do want to look at it. This guy, Brian Thompson, he wasn't a good guy. It does not by any means justify his murder at all, of course not. But at the time that he was murdered, United Healthcare was under investigation, secret DOJ investigation, for just a few things that I listed out for you here. So consolidating power by buying up doctors' practices, inflating billing for Medicare. So basically our tax dollars, they're upcoding people's diseases so that they could take our tax money. They could basically rob us and rip us off, inflating Medicare billing. And the long story short is Brian knew this. Other higher ups at United Healthcare knew this, and they dumped the stock, actually, and then it wiped out pension funds for firefighters, for example. Like, the corruption is just next level. So, we could go on and on. I've got a lot for you here. I want to shut up so you can talk, but the long story short is you can see why people who are not mentally well, but nevertheless would argue that this guy's kind of a hero because they feel that he brought justice that's never served.
Yeah, I think the correct position is that the corruption is disgusting. Anybody who enables it is deeply immoral, and that includes every politician who's doing nothing about it. But also, you don't then lionize a cold-blooded killer, because it's not really just about Brian Thompson. It's about an entire system that is designed to protect these cartels.
Oh, unquestionably. And if you look at what he wrote on the bullets, I think it was Deny, Delay, Obstruct, which is actually a book title that talks all about the ways in which insurance companies literally kill the American people by denying desperately needed insurance claims. But you go back to the point. I'll say it again. God forbid I get clipped. It's absolutely wrong what Luigi Mangione did to Brian Thompson. But I wonder if some good can come out of this by allowing some of this darkness in the system to come to light.
So how do we actually fix it? I think this is a huge political fight right now. Yeah. You have the Obamacare subsidies set to expire. On the one hand, you don't want to leave people without health care or having to pay thousands more dollars to this terrible system. But on the other hand, you don't want to keep giving money, spending good money after bad, enabling the raising of prices, enabling this denial of claims. So what is the answer in your view?
In my view, I'm sorry to be so familiar with you. In my view, Batya, I think that we have to take personal agency. I think it's the only true effective rebellion. Obviously, I've had very high hopes for Maha that there would be change when it comes to big ag, big food, big pharma, big insurance. And there has been incremental progress, but these are the four biggest lobbies in the world, literally. And when they're all coming down on these politicians simultaneously, and the system is relatively rigged with Citizens United, they donate to these guys' campaigns. And if the politicians don't do what they want, they primary them. So the bottom line is we do have to take this into our own hands. And I would say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I know you're looking for policy solutions, but I don't know if we'll ever see them. I could give you all the greatest ideas in the world, but do they ever happen in Washington? Probably not, for all the reasons just mentioned.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.